Number 5. Give examples of polynomial p of x, g of x, q of x and r of x which satisfy the division algorithm. And first one is DEG, that means degree of p of x is equals to degree of q of x. Second one is degree of q of x is equals to degree of r of x. And third one is degree of r of x is equals to 0. Okay, now let's see the solutions. According to the division algorithm, if p of x and g of x are two polynomial with g of x is not equals to 0, then we can find the polynomials q of x and r of x such that p of x is equals to g of x into q of x plus r of x. Okay, here r of x is remainder, clear, and this one is divisor and this one is quotient. Okay, so we have the formula like this. Again, we know that when the value of r of x is equals to 0, that means remainder is equals to 0, or we can say degree of r of x is less than degree of g of x. Degree of polynomial is the highest power of the variable in the polynomial. First one, degree of polynomial p of x is equals to degree of q of x. The degree of quotient will be equal to the degree of dividend when divisor is constant. When any polynomial is divided by a constant, let us assume the division of 6x square plus 2x plus 2 by 2. Here p of x is equals to 6x square plus 2x plus 2 and g of x is equals to 2. So q of x will be equals to 3x square plus x plus 1 and remainder term r of x will be equals to 0. The degree of p of x and q of x is the same, and that is equals to 2. You can see here 3x square degree is 2 and 6x square degree is 2. Clear? Checking for the division algorithm, p of x equals to g of x into q of x plus r of x. 6x square plus 2x plus 2 is equals to 2 into 3x square plus x plus 1 plus 0. Thus the division algorithm is satisfied. Next, degree of q of x equals to degree of r of x. Let us assume the division of x cube plus x by x square. Here we have p of x is equals to x cube plus x and g of x is equals to x square. Q of x is equals to x and r of x is equals to x. Clearly, the degree of q of x and r of x is the same, and that one is equals to 1. Checking for the division algorithm, p of x is equals to g of x into q of x plus r of x. So x cube plus 3 can be written in the term of x square into x plus x. Okay, this one, and this one is equal to x cube plus x. Thus the division algorithm is satisfied. Third one, degree of r of x is equals to 0. The degree of remainder will be 0 when remainder comes to a constant. Let us assume the division of x cube plus 1 by x square. So we have p of x is equals to x cube plus 1, g of x is equals to x square, and q of x is equals to x. So r of x will be equals to 1. Clearly, the degree of r of x is 0. Checking the division algorithm, p of x is equals to g of x into q of x plus r of x. So x cube plus 1 will be equals to x square into x plus 1. Okay, and that one will be equals to x cube plus 1. Thus, the division algorithm is satisfied.